Hello everybody, it's me Nate aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review, that's right, and this time I'm reviewing Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. It was published and developed by Motion Twin and released on March 6th of 2023 on Xbox, the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PC I think came out a little bit later, but right about them. And keep in mind, this is an expansion of the original Dead Cells game, and I believe this is the fourth paid expansion for the Dead Cells, quote, cinematic universe. Now let me give you a brief synopsis of what they came up with, of what this game's about. Dead Cells is a roguelike Metroidvania-inspired action and platformer. You'll explore a sprawling, ever-changing castle, assuming you'll be able to fight your way past its keepers in 2D Souls-like combats. No checkpoints. Kill, die, learn, repeat. It features 17 levels, each one with its own atmosphere, foes, and secrets to discover, and 5 bosses made by the most sadistic of the development team. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania Edition. Yeah, that's the synopsis. They came up with it. Now, everybody's played Dead Cells. If you haven't played it, this is a 2D side-scrolling 16-bit style Metroidvania roguelike title that has permadeath features and similar to stuff like the game Blasphemous and other games that I've reviewed. This one's actually really good. It really is. And this, like I said, is the fourth paid expansion to the Dead Cells cinematic universe. And this one has its theming based around Castlevania. Some of the music sounds like remixes of Castlevania music, which I might be wrong on that, but I thought, like, that sounded kind of like remixes, which was cool. I love the overall atmosphere and the level designs of this game. The fact you have so many options with this. I mean, this game does have a permadeath mode and a lot of other difficult features, but it does have the option, which I really do like, that you can go in and turn on all these assist options. So if you aren't really one of these diehard permadeath roguelike players like myself, I'll admit I'm not a really big fan of the genre. I don't mind it and I understand what people love it, but it's just not my personal preference, that's all. But there's so many different options you can go in to help you with different assist modes in this game. It makes it very, very playable, even to a novice player who's never really played Dead Cells before. Like I said, the level designs are ever-changing, and there are like 4 to 5 different biomes, as they call it, certain sections that you go through the castle. You got your catacombs, and then you work your way up to the castle and everything else. And actually, it's really, really cool. I have to say it's very interesting. And I also noticed, along with the ability to upgrade your character, you find treasure along the way, constantly getting new outfits, new weapons, new gear modifiers and stuff like that. It's a very playable game, and while it's the control is quite simplistic, mastering it is what's really, really difficult here, because the enemies you face off in this start off fairly easily, like just normal enemies you can just shoot and dodge, but as you progress through, especially to the bosses, you really have to like memorize a lot of different attack patterns and everything like that, and it is one heck of a challenging game. It really honestly is. Honestly, I think this expansion is only about 3 to 4 hours long. There's been some speedrunners, because it does have a speedrunner mode on it as well, that can get through it in about under an hour, but you're looking about maybe 3-4 hours if you take your time with it. It could take a little longer if you keep having some issues with some of the puzzles that you have to get through, but it only costs $10. It's only like $10 for this expansion, and I don't ever really have a problem with any sort of DLC or expansions if it's actually new content that is added in later that actually adds more content and bang for the buck. And in this case, it does. It's actually a very fun, playable game that is insanely challenging, but you do have the option to go in, like I said, and you can actually turn down the difficulty, make the enemy's health next to nothing, make it to where they don't hurt you as much. So many different modifiers. You can actually make the game easier to play if you choose to, or you can have it on your die-hard permadeath mode where you lose all your cells, you lose all your stuff, and you start all the way back from the beginning. And like I said, I think it does have procedurally generated levels too. It seems like every time I did die and come back, the world was different. The levels were a little bit different. Naturally, it has your standard issue world map that you can look at. It has options for that. You can actually have it to where it shows you the whole game world on the map, even before you explore everything. everything. So if you're like wondering, oh, where should I go, it'll help you there if you know, if you need it or want it. If you want to keep it true to itself, you can play it in its normal mode. And like I said, it seems to have two different paths throughout the whole game. And now what I mean by that, it seems like if you go one way, you can end up with one ending, and if you go another way, you can end up with a second ending. And I kind of like that because it like doubles the amount of gameplay that you have. It doubles the amount of time you can spend playing this. And I think the first Dead Cells did seem a lot harder. But once again, I think it's because they really added all these assisted options in here to make it more playable and fun for other players. So I do think the original game seemed a lot harder, and the development team has done a great job with this game, constantly coming out with new updates and content every few months or so to keep the game fresh. So this is a great development team, a great publisher that actually did the right thing by making a good quality game that is a super good challenge, that is visually appealing, easy to pick up and play, but really hard to master. And they've added a lot of content throughout its life cycle. And this is another one that I have to say is a fantastic addition to the Dead Cells cinematic universe. That's what I'm going to keep saying that. You know what? I think they even had a cartoon for this. I think I could be wrong. Leave in the comments below if I'm wrong, if there was a cartoon made of this or not. But in the end, that's my personal reports, my review of Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. Have you played this expansion yet? Are you a fan of the Dead Cells cinematic universe? I know I keep saying that, but I got to. I think it's just funny saying that. Everything's got a cinematic universe anymore. Even the Barbie cinematic universe. But nonetheless, leave in the comments below if you played Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, if it's your favorite expansion to the series, if you like this series, if you don't like it, do you appreciate the fact of all the assisted options they have in it to make the game more playable for other people, or are you against that? Are you a die-hard person that believes, hey, the game is meant to be hard, get good? And, if you're one of them people, leave it in the comments below. Just be respectful, and I will answer each and every single one of your comments. And once again, this was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching this review. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave comments below. And of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time. I know this is kind of odd. More than likely, there's probably not too many people who's got this far in this video. But if you have, here's just a heads up. I have finally started filming for my movie, The Devil's Reign. That's right, my final no-budget movie, which actually has a budget this time of close to $4,000. Which I've actually partnered with a development company known as New Roll FX that does special effects for TV shows and movies. And so I'm actually having real gore effects, real props, actual real stuff in this. I don't think there's going to be any green screen shots. It's all filmed practically on location. And all I can say is stay tuned in the future for updates on this. Due to the fact of the music I'm using and the gore and stuff, I'm not going to be able to release it on YouTube because it would violate everything. So I'm going to actually have DVDs made of it. I'm going to have 100 DVDs made of my movie, which I will end up probably having giveaways for or something like that in the future. But if you're someone out there who actually have kept up and know about this movie I've been working on, that's right, people. It's finally getting done. It's finally being made. It has been a logistical nightmare to get all this stuff up and running because I'm doing it all on my own, all with all actual practical effects and everything. Honestly, I can't really divulge much about it, but I will say the main villain in it is being named Gramps. His nickname is Gramps. And, well, when you actually see some footage, you'll find out. I will be releasing a teaser trailer to it on my YouTube channel, which I know will get copyright claimed. And it probably won't show much in terms of the gore, but it's going to be a super slasher gory flick. I wish it was as good as Terrifier, okay? But I don't have that much money for practical gore. But honestly, in the end, stay tuned to that. And once again, thank you for everyone for watching me on my channel. Have fun.